ओके चलो भावेश सर वीडियो स्टार्ट करिए
हाँ ये वाला थोड़ी गीला है। हैं? तो ये सबमिशन रिपीट मुझे ईमेल आईडी से डेवलपर बनने चाहिए कॉलेज में मुझे नहीं है कॉलेज में मैंने मुझे पण एक्टिवेट नहीं होते personal तो ये नहीं है मैंने छोटी लिमिट क्लास की सेकंड लिमिट कैसे हाँ एक हाँ हाँ
Hello, everybody. Hello. Pirin sir, I am not getting your voice, sir.
सर अनम्यूट
Hello.
कर जोड़ी
Yes.
Are you getting it? Okay. So good morning, all. As a student of B.Pharm, always we have a question in our mind that what should we choose after B.Pharm, and always we are thinking what to do. We are going to for M.Pharm, or we just want to go for any other courses, or we have to directly go for the job. And to clear the doubt, today we have a eminent personality, Mr. Tejas Thakkar, and
Thank you
we
so
can
much.
proudly say he is a alumni of our college.
Thank you so
He has
much.
passed his B.Pharm in 2009 from Vidyabharati Trust College of Pharmacy, UMRAKH, and then he went for his post-graduation and completed his post-graduation in phytochemistry from Kherwa. Then he started his working in various industries like Vasu Healthcare. Then he was in the academic also for around 3 to 4 years at Saraswati Institute of Pharmaceutical Science, Chiloda. Then he chose his career in the clinical research side and started his job in Vida Clinical Research, Ahmedabad. Then he started working with Zydus Cadila, one of the renowned pharmaceutical industries. Recently, he is working with the international brand that is Lotus Lab Private Limited. It is a concerned branch of Teva Pharma India Private Limited. He is recently working as an analytical researcher, assistant manager, class J10 in the bioanalytical R&D department. So it is a pleasure for us to welcome our alumni, Tejas Thakkar, and proud to announce that he is going to give you the guidance about what to choose after B.Pharm. So now the stage is yours, Tejas. You can speak.
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much, Dr. Biren sir. I am very thankful to the Biren sir, as well as I am very thankful to the Dhiren Shah sir, who is the principal of the NARANJIBHAI LALBHAI PATEL College of Pharmacy. So it is my immense pleasure to them. Actually, I am getting this opportunity from them sides to deliver this webinar to the students who are pursuing BPharm or who has completed the BPharm course, and what are the higher studies, so what they can pursuing further, what are the further scopes they have to do. So today I am going to deliver this webinar on pharmacy profession and career opportunities after completing pharmacy. So first of all, to the all the students who are participating and who is joining this webinar, so hope you all are safe and doing great in these pandemic situations. So everybody is we knows that right now COVID-19, he is a very means it's make a situation very critical, but we all knows that in this critical situation, one of the pharma profession and second one is the IT professions. These are the two professions in these pandemic situations, they are performing very well. The reason is that these are the professions who are the pillar of the economics, who are the pillar of right opportunities, great opportunities. They are delivering the so many opportunities to the students who are pursuing that pharmacy courses, who are pursuing that IT courses. So in these critical situations where all the businesses and all these things they are going down and they are not doing performing well, in these critical situations also pharmacy profession is going doing great. So everybody who wants to complete their who want to complete their goals, so now we everybody knows that education is must to achieve any goals. So education is a companion which no future can depress, no crime can destroy, no enemy can alienate, and no nepotism can enslave. Means education is only the things that we can, by which we can grow, and we can fulfill our all the dreams, and we can reach to the particular stage, and we can set up all the goals of our life by the means of educations. So today I am going to start with our pharmacy professions. So as I told you, everybody knows that now all the countries and all these peoples, they are looking for the healthcare sectors, and pharmacy and pharmacist, they are the pillars of these healthcare sectors, because in these pandemic situations they needs the vaccines and they needs the things to cure these COVID-19 critical situations. So first, what is the pharmacy? So pharmacy is the art of manufacturing and dispensing of drugs and biological products to prevent and cure the different diseases. It is a health science which is linked to the medical science with the chemistry, and it is charged with the discovery, production, control, disposal, safe and effective use of the drugs and medicines. Okay, so there are pharmacy. It is a pillar of the healthcare sectors, as well as it is a medical science which is dealing the formulations and manufacturings of the drugs, their safe and effective use of the medicines, and also it is work with that side of mechanism of actions of the particular drugs, side effects of that drugs, their interactions, then mobility and toxicity studies, everything's we are doing in the pharmacy professions. So with the help of pharmacy professions, as we are producing the medicines, then after doctors and everybody can prescribe these things to the patients. So for our society, not for our profession, just because just to our professions, but for our societies, we are also very useful. So welcomes to the pharmacy professions. Why we are saying that it is a profession, it is not an occupations. Hello. Yes, hope so everybody's are listening. Okay, so welcome to the pharmacy professions. So why we are saying that pharmacy is a profession, it is not an occupations. So occupations, if we are going to say about the define the occupation, then occupation is job by which somebody earns a livings, while the profession, and it is an occupations which is characterized by the extensive studies. Why we are saying the pharmacy is a big and huge professions, because pharmacy professions provides the huge knowledge about the medicines. It is a different sectors which is totally depends which is totally depends on the production and manufacturing of medicines, their use, and it is dealing with the medicines. So this is the only sectors which provides the basic to the higher knowledge of medicines to the persons who are engaging with these pharmacy professions. So it is an extensive study which provide the huge knowledge about the medicines. It is also provide the specialized trainings and provide the special trainings about the medicines, how to manufacture the medicines, how to research, how to do the research and developments. It is also provides the knowledge by there are so many professional organizations which are situated in this in the world, not in Gujarat, not in India, but outside of the our countries. Pharmacy profession is very growing profession, and it provides the so many reputed universities. Pharmacy profession is carried out by the so many reputed universities. So it is good professions for the uh, persons. There are so many professional courses are available, but in that pharmacy is also now getting the one of the best and higher positions in this all the professions. It's also delivers it. It's also provides the ethical codes and professional behaviors. Actually, pharmacy profession is strictly adheres to the guidelines by the regulatory bodies universally, because we have to deal with the patient's health. Now, process of certifications or licensing. So by continuing by completing this pharmacy course, we are getting that fund certificates, and we also become a registered pharmacist and provide the license that able you to practice in a pharmacy professions. So pharmacy professions is very useful. So now I am going to the history about these professions pharmacy. So pharmacy is not started recently, but it is a very oldest and ancient things. So everybody's been knows that. So in the ancient times, as nowadays in these pandemic situations, we know that DD Doordarshan, he is displaying two serials. Means they are started two TV serials. One is Ramayana and one is Mahabharat. So we all know that in that medicines they are also using at that times, but at that times they are using the crude drugs. We are that they are getting from the plants. So directly they are getting that things from the plants, and they are using that things as in a medicines. So pharmacy profession is not started yet, but it is a very ancient professions, and now it's become a very large and very big professions to the in the world. Now what is the history, means how it comes in, means the how's the pharmacy profession is origin. So pharmacy practitioners, which first they are joined together to form a guilds. They cooperation, they make a cooperations between the pharmaceutical guilds and governments bodies, and lead to the standardization of medicines. Means we everybody knows that B Farm students, they are they using that uh, Indian pharmacopoeia as well as US pharmacopoeias. I can understand they knows about that US pharmacopoeia and Indian pharmacopoeias. So these are the pharmacopoeias that given the some data of that drugs which are available and which are discovered. So they gathered that standardization procedures and produce that pharmacopoeias. Uh, Later on, day by day, in they discover the chemicals, different chemicals from the plants medicine. They isolate some chemicals from the that crude drugs. So they differentiate the quinine, they differentiate some alkaloids, glycosides, tannins from that the plants. Means in the ancient times, whole plants they are using as in medicines. But day by day, when the chemists are comes in existence, and when they know the gather the knowledge about that different techniques, how to uh, uh, isolate that particular active components from that particular plants. So by using that techniques, they day by day they increase the instruments, increase the manpowers, and day by day increase the knowledge, and day by day they increase isolate some they identified some techniques for the isolations of the active constituents from these plants, like the quinine, alkaloids, glycosides. So these are the active constituents which we are using. Quinine is the one of the that we are all know, that hydroxychloroquine. So hydroxychloroquine, quinine, these are the components which are used in the malaria. And nowadays we everybody knows that hydroxychloroquine is a very useful medicine. It's become very useful medicine just because of this COVID-19 pandemic situations. So like this pharmacy, not from the today, but it is from the ancient times. So before we are using just crude drugs, and right now pharmacy profession becomes the very used and very advanced, as we can isolate all that drugs from that plants, as well as we can synthesize some drugs by chemically. So this is the professions which developed, and we provides that all these things, how to isolate and how to produce the different chemicals which is useful for the human health, which is useful for the to treat the to cure and treat the diseases. Now, before starting, what is the pharmacy means, pharmacy profession, we are going ahead with the pharmacy profession. So it is compulsory to know that, at least we should know about that, who is the father of pharmacy education in India. So Mahadev Lal Shroff, so he was the father of pharmacy education in India. Actually, he has started that pharmacy course in Hindu Banaras University, and primarily they have started this course in a duration of 3 years. So we are very thankful to the Mahadev Lal Shroff, as they have started that pharmacy courses in India. Now, we everybody knows that, and I think you are aware about that, the PCI, Pharmacy Council of India. So Pharmacy Council of India, it is the regulatory bodies which is means it provides the rules and regulations, and as well as it regulates the pharmacy educations in the countries. It allows the registrations as a pharmacist under the Pharmacist Act. So as per the Pharmacist Act 1948, this body passed by the this act was passed by the central government for the constitution of Pharmacy Council of India, which was constituted on March 9, 1949, to provide the uniform educations and training to individuals throughout the country who are interested in the profession of pharmacies. So PCI is one of the body which provides and which regulates the pharmacy courses, as well as which regulates the pharmacist colleges and pharmacy educations in India. What are the objectives of the PCI? So it's regulate the pharmacy education in the country. It allows the registration as a pharmacist under the Pharmacist Acts, and to regulate the professions and practice of pharmacies. Now, first I am telling about the what is the pharmacy. So pharmacy is art of manufacturing of drug and dispense drug to the patients. Now, what is the pharmacist? The pharmacist is a profession of a pharmacy exists to the safeguard to the health of the peoples. Now, what is the pharmacist? The pharmacist is a person who is professionally qualified to prepare and dispense medicinal drugs. A pharmacist is one who is educated and licensed to prepare and dispense drugs and to provide drugs and related information to the publics. So he is an expert of drugs. Now, evolutions of pharmacist roles. What are our roles? Who has completed the pharmacy? Who get the knowledge of the pharmacy educations? So what are the roles of that pharmacists in social in these our societies? So actually we knows that, and I told that pharmacy profession is very ancient. So as per that, pharmacist role is described in the four era. So there are 4 eras. So during the 20th century, the pharmacy profession has evolved through the 4 stages. First is the traditional era, which was very ancient, scientific era, clinical era, and pharmaceutical care era. Now, traditional era. So what is the traditional era? Means what pharmacist role was in the traditional era, means in ancient times. So in before ancient times, people's and in the early 20th century, formulations and dispensing of drugs from the natural sources, as I told. So pharmacognosy, as all BPharm students, they all you knows that the pharmacognosy was subject in that. So in that you have to study the different chemical use, as well as different pharmacological use of the herbal medicines. So in ancient times, traditional era pharmacist roles was like that only. They are prescribing drugs. They are delivering the drugs from the natural sources. Then galenical pharmacies, it is a technique for the preparing the medications. So by using these techniques, they are preparing their set, as we all know that extractions and as you are carrying out in the pharmacognosy practicals, that you are taking carrying removing that alkaloids and glycosides. So these are the tinctures and everything. So these are the techniques, galenical pharmacy. So by using these techniques, they are preparing some medications, extracts, and deliver to the patients for that medical use. Now in the scientific era, it was began after the second world war, and it was emerged of the pharmaceutical industry. Drug made before that, so drugs were made in the means before that, so drugs we are gathering them, that all are from the plant sources. But after this in after in means in this scientific era, pharmacy profession become little bit wide, and they started to make the drugs in the factories, and they emphasize the pharmacy education science, uh, by with the help of the pharmacology and pharmaceutics. So pharmacology, as everybody knows that, so in this we are studying that different mechanism of actions, how they are affects, and how the medicines acts on the body, what are the use of medicines, uh, how they are providing that all that mechanism, how they are works, what are the mechanism of actions. So these all these things are that we are study deeply in the pharmacology. So it is the scientific study of drugs and their mechanism of actions, including the side effects. And one is the pharmaceutics. So pharmaceutics, it is a profession. It is an area in which we are we knows that we started to formulate different formulations as dosage forms in terms of capsule, tablets, like that. They started that chemical active constituents into that different dosage forms. Now comes into the clinical era. So after in means after scientific era in 1975, so for the, as everybody we knows that medicines have, there are so many means medicines we are normally made it from these chemicals, and some active constituents that we are extract out from these natural resources. So they are people's come to know that either they are safe for the patients or not. So by taking the point of patient safety as an primary points, because patient safety and people safety is one of the biggest point in the pharmacy profession. So for keep in mind that the patient safety, patient's drug safety and efficacy, uh, in clinical era they have started the one new profession, one new area in a pharmacy profession, which is known as the clinical pharmacy. So clinical pharmacy plays a very important roles to carry out the different studies. Before means when we first we produce the we are doing the research and development. Seconds, we produce the drug, we develop our drug and dosage forms by using the formulations and development departments, as well as by production and manufacturing departments. They are producing some dosage forms. Now these dosage forms, before entering into the market, post before entering into the markets, it is compulsory to know the safety and efficacy of that particular dosage forms. So for that, it is compulsory to check out that dosage forms and to carry out that studies on animals as well as on patients, healthy patients as well as healthy volunteers. They are taking in this clinical studies. So clinical studies become also one of the important area in pharmacies. Now, what we have to do in the clinical pharmacy? So we have to check that what is the exactly pharmacokinetic of that particular drugs. The activity of a drug within the body over a period of time includes there are four things that we are normally doing. So absorption, distribution, metabolism, and eliminations. So this is the phases, four phases. So what is the exact things means activity of that particular drugs that we have to check out on a healthy volunteers and as well as on animals. And second one is the pathophysiology. So it is the study of disease and illness affecting the normal functions of the body. So by clinical era, in this clinical era, we have started with two new professions, that is the clinical pharmacy, and one is the pathophysiology, or we can say also the toxicology studies also. Fourth one is the pharmaceutical scare era. So pharmaceutical scare era, it is started after 1919 to all awareness regards to the drug manufacturing to the patient safety. Means from the starting points, drug manufacturing to the end points, patient safety. They all the pharmacy professions as well as pharmacies. Masters of the pharmacies, they have describes all these guidelines, they describes all these regulatory they set up the regulatory different regulatory bodies, and they started to give much importance to the patient safeties, manufacturings of particular drugs. So pharmaceuticals care, now it's become a very huge professions. From starting research and development, means from research of any particular chemical constituents to when it is reached to the patient and patient safety. So whole things, these are the covered by that regulatory bodies. There are so many active regulatory bodies. So in Gujarat, in India, DCGI is one of the our regulatory bodies who regulates all these activities. USFDA, this is the major body, which is this is the universal body, and WHO and visa. So these are the regulatory bodies which are also involving in the patient's care. So now we must clear about that the what is the pharmacy and means how it is comes in existence. So pharmacy is not an things that it is started recently, but it is a very ancient professions, and it is in existence from the when the human beings come in, till the when the human beings existence in the earth. So pharmacy profession is a huge profession. It is started from ancient to the recent, and there are so many changes in done. And what is the role of that pharmacist? So what is the pharmacist and what is the role of the pharmacist? So in the four eras, there are these different sectors. In these, pharmacists can work, and pharmacists have to provide their knowledge, and how the pharmacy professions becomes a use, and why it is providing there are so many opportunities. So these are the different eras, and these are the different pharmacy sectors and areas in which pharmacist can have to work with that. Now, pharmacist, as I told, that they are the expert of drugs. So pharmacists are the members of the pharmacy professions, and they have to dealing with the all aspect of the drugs, like that identification, as I told, that research and development, combination and standardization of the drugs. This is the formulation and development department. Preparation of the different drugs, that is the production and manufacturing drug. Selections of drugs, that is the quality assurance and quality control. Analysis of that particular drugs, that is the quality assurance. Counselings, it is patient counseling as well as the clinical practices. They are dealing with these sales. The pharma marketing, it is also dealing with pharmacists have to deal with that use, then dealing with the patient, hospital pharmacies, as well as the community pharmacies, medical stores. So all that they all also required the pharmacist, and informations, that is the regulatory affairs and pharmacovigilance. So these are the both another areas of the pharmacies which are also useful for the students. Now comes to the points, as this is whatever the webinar that I am going to deliver to you. As everybody we knows that about the what is the pharmacy and what is the role of the pharmacist, that we all knows. But the students who are in the who is completing who are pursuing the BPharm and who has completed the BPharm. So uh, what are the opportunities and what are these studies, higher studies they can further proceed? So today this is the important things that I am going to deliver to you, means after BPharm what you can do and what are the opportunities, job opportunities in the Gujarat as well as in India as well as out of countries, how pharmacy is very useful. So what are you going to do after the BPharm? So you can choose the three sectors. One is the higher study. So after BPharm, you can go further for the higher studies. That is the MPharm, PharmD, like that. Second things, after BPharm, you can directly enter into the pharmaceutical industries as and job opportunities. So you can get the job opportunities in government sector as well as in private sectors having pharmaceutical industries. And third option is you can become your entrepreneur. Okay, so these are the three things. First is the higher studies. After completion of BPharm, you can go for the higher studies. Another thing is you can get the job opportunities in that pharmaceutical industries as well as government sectors. So you can also get the job opportunities after BPharm. And third one is you can become your own entrepreneur. Now, first one is the higher study. After completion of the BPharm, if you want to go for the higher study, then you can go for the study in India as well as in abroad. And if you want to looking for the job opportunities, then also you can got their job opportunities in India and in abroad. But there are some different criteria and some different things that I am going to explain to you in the next slides. First, higher studies. So what are means which are the higher courses you can further go for after completion of the BPharm? So in India, after BPharm, you can first go for the MPharm, which is the course of 2 years, then PharmD. So if you have completed actually PharmD, it is a integrated course and it is a 5 years course. But if you have completed BPharm and you further continue with the PharmD, then it is a 3 years course. Further, you can go for the MBA, MTech, MSc, MSc in forensic science, MSc in medicinal chemistry. It is very growing and growing areas by which you can also pursuing with that further studies. Then clinical studies, bioinformatics, and hospital management. So these are the different courses you can further go after BPharm in India for higher studies. So first you can go for the MPharm, PharmD, MBA, MTech, MSc, clinical studies, bioinformatics, and hospital management. Higher studies in India, as I told that. So first is the PharmD. So it is a 3 years course after the undergraduate. MPharm. So MPharm having there are so many different categories and different branches and different courses you can choose from that. Nowadays, the emerging courses and emerging area of the pharmaceutical is the regulatory affairs, clinical pharmacy, as well as uh, uh, patent means intellectual property rights. So these are the courses, and these are the then yes, pharmaceutical, but obvious pharmaceutics, then quality assurance and quality controls, research and development. So these are the emerging areas of the pharmaceutical industries, and every pharmaceutical industries, they require the patients having the particular skills in this particular field. So after BPharm, you can pursue with the higher study with this MPharm in pharmaceutics, MPharm in pharmaceutical analysis, MPharm in pharmacology, MPharm in pharmaceutical biotechnology. Yeah, biotechnology is also one of the emerging field right now. So nowadays, we know that. So in means DNA and RNA, plant cells, stem cells. So these are the body constituents which are very useful. And biotechnology department, it is the one of the departments which deals with all these things, and which provides the knowledge of all these things, and how to prepare the formulations, and how to prepare that medicines from this by using this our body organisms, means like that DNA and RNA. Then pharmacy practice, then pharmaceutical chemistry, pharmacognosy. It is also known as the phytochemistry. So phytopharmacy and phytomedicines, industrial pharmacies, pharma marketing, clinical pharmacies, pharma regulatory affairs, and quality assurance. So these are the different branches of MPharms. So after BPharm, you can pursue with this all different courses if you want to go for the higher studies. Now MBA. So it is an, if persons directly want to, who has an interest in sales and marketing, so they can pursue with the MBA, so Master in Business Administration. So by using this master course, MBA course, you can easily enter into the pharma cell sectors. Then MTech is about MTech. So after BPharm, you can also pursue with the MTech in biotechnology and MTech in pharmaceutical chemistry. So these are also very useful courses which you can go further for the higher studies. MSc, then MSc in biotechnology, MSc in pharmaceutical chemistry, MSc in forensic science. So, and some another courses which you can also pursue as a law for the patent filing, deep in criminology, then PG, postgraduate diploma in pharmaceutical chemistry, and postgraduate diploma in biostatics. So if after BPharm, if you have an confusion and if you want to go for the higher studies, so these are these things. Means after BPharm, you can go for the higher studies, and in this, PharmD has a very use advantage of PharmD. It is not this course is not popular over in India, but it is it's outside of country. It is also very popular, and by use of this PharmD program and by the use of this PharmD course, you can able to work in any country as a pharmacist. MPharm is also providing the so many branches in which you can further go with your higher study, further go for the higher studies. So in that, as I told you, that nowadays pharmaceutical chemistry, then research and sorry, pharmaceutical chemistry, then uh, pharmaceutics, then regulatory affairs, then biotechnology, pharmaceutical biotechnology, then clinical pharmacy, then quality control and quality assurance. So these are the sectors which are growing sectors in pharma fields. Now, higher studies in Gujarat. So for the if you want to do the go for if you want to go for the higher studies like MPharm in Gujarat, so for that there are the two competitive exams you have to clear. If you have cleared the GPAT, then you can easily get that admissions in MPharms in government as well as semi-government colleges in Gujarat, and also GoodSet is also there. So if you have cleared these competitive exams, then it is beneficial for you to get the to get your higher study to start your higher study in well-reputed colleges as well as government and semi-government colleges. So GPAT and GoodSet is the competitive exams which you can give. Now colleges which are government colleges in Gujarat, so BK Modi Government Pharmacy College, so it's provides that courses: pharmacology, pharmaceutical chemistry, quality pharmaceutics, and pharmaceutical quality assurance. So like that, semi-government, some postgraduate, unaided postgraduate pharmacy institutes. So Faculty of Pharmacy, MS University, as everybody knows that. Then Gujarat Technological University, then Sardar Patel University, so Saurashtra University. So these are the semi-government universities in which you can pursue your MPharm courses further. So these are the name of the colleges: AR College, AR Patel College, Anand College, A1 College, uh, Babaria Institutes. So these are the different colleges. Now I am going to tell you the means the colleges which are in available in Gujarat, who are AICTE approved and PCI approved, and you can further pursue your higher studies in these colleges in Gujarat. So you can go for the LG Institutes, LM College, Nirma University, Ganpati University, Sarvajik Pharmacy College, then BM Shah College of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, then Rafale College, Shiv Shah University, AR College of Pharmacy, then Institute of Ayurvedic Pharmaceutical Science, Jamnagar, KB Institute, then LB Rao Institute, Parul Institute, Malika Pharmacy College, Gujarat Technological University, Tolani Institute, Sri NL Patel College of Pharmacy, Surat, Bhagwan Mahavir College of Pharmacy. So these are the colleges which are situated in Gujarat, located in Gujarat, and you can go. Which are the AICTE and PCA approvals colleges. Not these are, but there are another colleges which are also available in Gujarat, and they are all. Means there are so many colleges you can pursue with that, but just keep in mind that if you want to go further, pursue your MPharm studies and higher studies, so college should be the AICTE and PCI approvals. This is the basic things that you have to keep in mind. That's it should be the AICTE and PCI approvals college. Now if you want to pursue your higher studies in India, as previously I told you, if you want to pursue with the MPharm, so these are in Gujarat you have to give the competitive exams like the GPAT as well as the good sets to get the admission in Gujarat pharmacy colleges, means MPharm colleges. Now if you want to pursue your higher studies in India outside the Gujarat, if in India if you want to pursue your higher studies, so these are the some reputed colleges. I am just mentioning the few names of that reputed institutes in which you can pursue your further higher studies, and these are the reputed colleges and universities of India. So Birla Institute of Technology, then College of Pharmaceutical Science, Goa College, then AI Amin College of Pharmacy, Sri Ramakrishnan Institute of Paramedicals, Coimbatore, then Department of Pharmaceutical Science, Nagpur University, IIT Mumbai. IIT Mumbai, some of the IIT colleges they have also started right now some different courses from which are relates to the pharmacy profession. So right now they have started, and there are so many scopes of that courses, and there are so many of job opportunities they are providing after the completion of these courses. So you can further pursue with that IIT Mumbai, then Rajiv Gandhi College, that is the Bhopal, then Indian School of Mines, then Institute of Ayurvedic Pharmaceutical Science, Jamnagar, Stuart Mary's College. Now everybody knows that the National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, NIPER Mohali. Now NIPER they are settled. There are so many colleges in India also. Sorry, in Gujarat also. NIPER is also in Gujarat, and they have settled so many colleges in India, overall India. So you can further process with the National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, NIPER. So it is also one of the biggest institute in India. But for that, you have to at least you have to. I think you have to crack the GPAT examinations. If you get the higher score and if you get the better scores in the GPAT examination, so by using that course you can apply with this all these colleges. And all these colleges, they are also offering that particular entrance exams. So before taking the entrance exams, you have to crack that entrance exams. So, Sri Ramchandran Medical College of Research and Institutes, then West Bengal University, Rajiv Gandhi University, IIT Madras, IIT Kharagpur, then Institute of Ayurvedic Pharmaceutical Science. So these are the reputed colleges in India, which are providing right now, providing the different courses for the higher studies. If you want to go for the higher studies after BPharm, so these are the reputed universities and reputed colleges which are providing different courses in India. So you can further go with that. But before that, you have to crack that entrance exams, as well as you have to you have to get the scores in GPAT. If you don't have a score enough scoring and you didn't crack that GPAT exam, so at least you have to crack that entrance exams to get the admissions in these colleges. Now for the higher studies, so as I told you that, so these are the, I am just going to tell some names of these exams, entrance exams. So as everybody is, we know that the GPAT it is for the means if you want to get that admission in anywhere in India, so by cracking these exams, GPAT exams, you can easily go with that. You will easily get the admissions. Then bite set exam, okay, then hindsight. So different states, they have also settled and they also set up the one entrance exams for the people, so for the students who want to go for the further studies in different states. So if you want to go for the different states for the further studies, so at least you have to crack that entrance exams. As everybody knows that the good set is the exams, entrance exams, which is um, uh, uh, set up by that Gujarat governments for the to get admissions in the higher courses, means different courses in engineering as well as medical and pharmacy programs. So like that, Punjab set, RPET. So these are the different exams, entrance exams. So first, before going to the uh, higher studies, you have to crack these exams. GPAT is the universal exams. So if you have completed that GPAT and you have cracked that GPAT, then you are eligible to get the admission in any college in India as well as in Gujarat. Then an IPER G, okay, and UP sets, UPC. So these are the exams. UPC is for the Uttar Pradesh, okay. Now, if personally, if he means if you want to net that after BPharm, you want to go for the higher studies not in India, not in Gujarat, but you want to go for the higher studies in abroad. So nowadays the different countries like the Canada, USA, UK, Australia, and New Zealand, they are in the demand. Means these are the countries which are providing the high job opportunities and which are providing the means higher studies for the students who has completed their pharmacy and means bachelor degrees from the India's. So you can also go for the higher studies in abroads. So these are the countries in Canada, USA, UK, UAE, South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. So in out of these, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, persons, they are looking very they are looking on these three countries, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. So these are the growing countries, and they are demanding the high means they are providing the high demands about the pharmacy professions, and they are allowing the pharmacy students for their higher educations in that countries. So how you can hello, hello, yeah, sorry. So
Hello,
for
Tejas.
yes sir.
Please Please, only 5 minutes remaining. So please come.
Yeah. Then I'm going actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going.
Thank you.
Yeah. So for higher studies, you can means for higher studies by using the IELTS, you can go with the higher studies. Now, IELTS examinations. So in that there are the four modules. Means it's academic as well as means general trainings. So there are two types of the IELTS exams available. One is the for the academic for higher studies, and for to get the expense entries is general trainings. So these are there are the four modules: reading, writing, speaking, and listening. So these are the four modules that you have to complete in these exams. So these are the different countries: Canada, USA, UK, and these are the different means exams: TOEFL, IELTS, GRE. So these are the different uh, uh, exams that you have to crack to go for the higher study in abroad. So now, what are the job opportunities? This is the main things that I am going to. I'm focusing on now. What are the job opportunities after BPharm? If you don't want to, if anybody don't want to go for the higher studies in farm. So, and if you want to go for the direct job for enter into the means he want to do the job, then there are job opportunities in pharmaceutical industries. So these are the areas, that is the pharmaceutical industries, academic, then marketing, administrators, administration in the state as well as central, entrepreneurs, and some of the miscellaneous areas which are providing the job opportunities to the pharmacists in India as well as outsides. Now, pharmaceutical industries, these are providing the job opportunities in different sectors like that: regulatory affairs department, quality control and quality assurance, medical writing, pharmaceutical marketing, research and development, then academics, clinical trials, hospital pharmacy and community pharmacies, and pharmacovigilance, pharmaceuticals manufacturing. So these are the different sectors in pharmaceutical industries in which you can get that job opportunities in academics. So in academics you can get these type of job opportunities, like that's teaching. In academics, teaching. So after BPharm you can be a teacher or lecturer in a college which are providing the diploma pharmacies. So you can become, after completion of the MPharm, you can get the opportunities in academics as an assistant professor, associate professors, and principals. Now in administrations. So administrations, after the completion of the BPharm, you can also go with the government jobs like that, drug inspectors. So for that you have to give the crack the examinations of drug inspection examinations which are held by the governments of India. So you have to crack that exam, and you can also do the preparations of that exam by different books which are available in the markets, and they are providing the guidance for how to you have to for the go for that examinations preparations. So by cracking that government exams, you can also get an best opportunity to work with the government sectors, like as in drug inspectors and drug inspectors, then central means pharmacists in central laboratories, in state drug central laboratories. Job opportunities in pharmaceutical industries. So pharmaceuticals industries, these are providing the job opportunities in different sectors like the in production and manufacturing, quality control and quality assurance, research and development, regulatory, clinical pharmacy, and third party auditings. So what you have to do in the production and manufacturing areas. So pharmaceutical industries which are which are manufacturing the bulk drugs, intermediates and formulations and dosage forms, and the industries which are dealing with the blood and plasma products, which are preparing the biological and biotechnological products, herbal medicines, veterinary medicines, cosmetics, medical devices and machines, nutraceuticals, dental products, as well as the perfumeries. So these are the pharmaceutical industries which are doing all this manufacturing all these things. So they are also requiring the pharmacist for that means you can easily get that job opportunity in the pharmaceutical industries which are dealing with all these things. You will also get the job after B Farm. You can also get the job in the quality control and quality assurance departments. So preparations of means in quality control and quality assurance department, it is dealing with that means which are different instruments used for the manufacturing of that particular drugs. So in a quality control department, you have to check that how to means quality of that particular medicines in online, as well as you have to operate the different calibration and maintenance of different and means pharmaceutical equipments. So in quality control department, you have to go for that SOP preparation, operation of analytical instruments like that. And then in QC work also, you have to check the online checking and line clearance you have to give for that production and manufacturing of different drugs. Then in QA departments, you have to go for the calibration and maintenance of systems and instruments. You have to go for the review of data. So this is the one. This is also one of the sectors which is dealing with that pharmacy professions, and by which you can go for that further job opportunities in quality control and quality assurance departments. Then job opportunities, research and development. So before manufacturing of any particular drugs and chemical compounds, everybody's means we have to find out the different active and new constituents which are useful for the patient's health. And everybody's they are very conscious about their health, and we are the peoples that we have to deliver the necessary components and necessary medicines to the patients to cure their different and diseases. So research and development is one of the departments which is providing the higher opportunities to the BPharm students to enter in these departments. It is like that the new drug discovery, process and development, formulation and development, analysis and testing of different drugs, method development and method validation. So these are the sectors in the research and development departments by which you can enter into the you get the job opportunities. The regulatory affairs. So regulatory, it is a regulatory affairs. It is also one of the emerging area in pharmaceutical sectors. So after BPharm, you can also enter into the you get the job opportunity in regulatory affairs. So it is a domestic, and there are means you can get the opportunity not in India, but it is international regulatory bodies. They are also hiring the people for that. For all these things. Now you can also get the job opportunities in intellectual property management. So if you have done the after BPharm, if you have completed the postgraduate diploma certificate course in intellectual property rights, then it is also one of the course by with the help of that you can get the job opportunity in the pharmaceutical industries having the department of intellectual property rights. GLP, good laboratory practice, it is also one of the biggest area in the industries where you have to perform the calibration and maintenance of all the instruments like the HPLC, GC, UV. So colorimetry, photometry, so mass spectrometer, spectrophotometer, so NMR. So these are the instruments which are used in the pharmaceutical industries, and GLP, it is the area which is provides the knowledge about the calibration and maintenance of these all the instruments. So by completing that good laboratory practice as well as GLP certified course, you can also enter into the pharmaceutical industries in this area. Clinical pharmacy. So clinical pharmacy is also one of the growing area in the pharmaceutical sectors. So it is dealing with the patient safeties. So in this we are carrying out the preclinical trials on the animals and clinical trials on the patients, BA studies, pharmacovigilance. These are the different sectors: pharmacovigilance, data management, biostatistics, medical writings. These are the different area you can also get that opportunity in this pharmaceutical industries. Also you are getting that opportunity if you have done the clinical pharmacy, so you can get the opportunities in CROs, which clinical research organization, as well as contract research organizations. Then marketing. So as we know that if after completion of BPharm, if you want to further pursue with that marketing professions, if you are interested for the marketing, the pharma sales So medico marketing, it is a business developer. There is a one position in the pharmaceutical industries as a business developer. So you can also continue with that professions, as well as you also enter into the marketing and sales of the pharmaceutical products. So different pharmaceutical industries, they are hiring that BPharm students who has completed BPharm for the sales and marketing. So they are reputed. They are also providing the huge salaries for that marketing and sales. So after BPharm, you can also pursue with that marketing departments. Now, entrepreneurships. If you want to be means if you don't want to go for the higher studies, if you don't go over to for the government sector, if you don't want to go in pharmaceutical industries, so after BPharm, completion of the BPharm, you will get that certificates, and by using that certificates, and you will be a registered pharmacist. So by that you can also become your own entrepreneurs, and a bachelor of pharmacy may establish his own pharmacy. You can set up your own pharmaceutical industry, as well as you may own a retail or wholesale medical shop. So if you want to start your own medical shop, then wholesale or retail, whatever the your choice, you can also start your medical wholesale and retail medical shop. So you can also be your own entrepreneurs after completion of the bachelor of pharmacies. Now different sectors in which your pharmacy is also required. So this is the first is the community pharmacies. So community pharmacy, so some of the pharmacy medical shops like that, the Apollo Pharmacy, Planet Health, some medicine shops, and some government shops, pharmacy shops which are opening 24/7. So in that sectors also, after completion of BPharm, you can also pursue your job opportunity with this well reputed pharmacies. In that you can work as a pharmacist, and they are also providing the high salaries to the BPharm students. Then hospital pharmacy. So in different hospitals, they are hiring the private as well as government hospitals, they are hiring the pharmacist to care the patients and to dispense that medicines to the particular patients. So main pharmacy, nuclear pharmacy, satellite pharmacy and dispensing wings, they are also looking for the pharmacies. Government jobs, as I told you, that's if you further want to go for the food inspector, then pharmacies in government hospitals, government bodies, then cheap pharmacies in the different villages they are in there are some clinics there, and they are looking for the pharmacists. So you, by cracking the exams of government for the pharmacies as a junior pharmacist, as senior pharmacist, you will get that job opportunity in government sector too. Cheap pharmacies and government laboratories, they are also hiring the pharmacists after BPharm for their roles. Then also you can pursue your career after BPharm. You can pursue your career as a JRF, Junior Research Fellow, as well as SRF, Senior Research Fellow, in different research institutions. There are so many different research institutions in India, and reputed research institutions, they are providing the Junior Research Fellow as well as Senior Research Fellow, which is your further studies as well as the research works they are providing, and they are also providing the salaries, huge salaries to the students who are crack the exam for the JRF and SRF. And you can, by cracking that exams of JRF and SRF, you can also pursue your career with that with all these reputed research institute. So in that some of the names I have mentioned, that is the ICMRC, CMAP, NBRI, CDRI, Department of Biotechnology, New Delhi. So these are the some few names of these institutes, research institutes, which provide the higher studies for the JRF and SRF, and also providing the job opportunities. Now, job opportunities in pharmacy industries as a human research management. So after BPharm, if you go for the MBA, if you go for the MBA course in the HR, MBA in HR. So by completing that MBA in HR, you can also get that opportunity in the pharmaceutical industry as in a human research management system. In HR department, you will get that opportunity. Job opportunities you can get the after BPharm, you will get that job opportunities in different pharmaceutical industries, is like the trainee, executive, senior executive, research assistant, research. So these are the different categories and as per the base of your experience, you will get that positions in the pharmaceutical industries. Then job opportunities means the community pharmacist in Middle East and as well as developed countries, means the different countries, not only in India but outside of the India, different countries, they are also providing the huge amount of the job opportunities to the B.Pharm students and pharmacy professions in the different courses: academic pharmacies, chain drugstore pharmacies, community pharmacies. So these are the different areas in which, so not only in India but outside of the India, different countries, they are also looking for these professions. Now, 10 means these are the reasons why we have to go for the pharmacy professions. So pharmacy is a noble and respect professions. Okay. Nowadays we know that the pharmacy professions becomes the world's strongest pillars, and it is only the professions which dealing with the medical health, healthcare society, and patients, and healthy volunteers. I mean, some people who are looking for this. Every people, they are conscious about their health, and uh, this is the pharmacy profession is the one which is providing the patient safety and medicines to the particular persons for the cure of the different diseases. So excellent employment opportunity it is providing. It involves a variety of the tasks to be performed. It is a vital part of the healthcare. It provides an excellent earning potential. So after completion of the B Farm, after completion of the M Farm, and in the pharmacy profession, you will get the opportunities not only in the India, not only in the Gujarat, but outside. I mean, outside of the countries, there are so many opportunities for the students. Outstanding career opportunities it provides. Okay, nowadays we know that the pharmaceutical industry is in Gujarat, so in India, so Indian pharmacy has been well known in all over the world for producing quality medicines at a very economic price. So pharmacy sector, it is one of the biggest sectors in India, which provides the about 40 percentage of the health, so 40 percentage of the medicines and health regarding services to the all over the world. So pharmacy profession, it is the biggest profession in India, and you'll get the better opportunities in India as it provides the huge amount of uh, medicines, production of medicines. Okay, so why to do the pharmacy in India, and advantage in India? Why people, they means other countries, they are also giving the means there are law means other countries, they are also set up that pharmaceutical industries in India, because India is the country which is providing the cost efficiency drugs, economics, very economic medicines. Its cost of the production of production and manufacturing of that particular drugs is very economic, and cost efficiency is there. It's also clinical trials and everything there which are pursuing in the India. It is also very cost effective. So there are so many international companies, pharmaceuticals companies, they are also set up their pharmaceutical industries in India. So I am going to tell you the some international as well as the some reputed pharmaceutical industries in which you can get that job opportunities in India, as well as these are some of these industries, they are also situated. These are the MNCs, multinational companies which are not in India but outside of the India. They are also providing the job opportunities. So name of that, some of the pharmaceutical industries in that, it is Zydus Cadila, Sun Pharma, Teva Pharmaceuticals, Torrent, Alembic Pharma, Intas Pharma, Novartis, Piramal, Dr. Reddy, Aurobindo, then Himalaya, Biocon, Accenture. Himalaya is one of the biggest natural medicinal. It's providing the it's manufacturing the herbal formulations. So
Hello, excuse
it
me,
is,
Tejas Thakkar.
yes, yes, yes.
Please be completed within 2 minutes as it is now 1 p.m.
Yeah. It's okay. Now it
Okay,
is
thank
live.
you.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's a
thank you.
last. Merck India, GSK, Johnson and Johnson, and Cadila. These are the different countries. Sorry, different pharmaceuticals companies which are providing the job opportunities in a different pharmaceutical sectors areas. So Best wishes to all of the students, and here actually some mismanagement of the timing. I'm really sorry, I can't uh, uh, give the much descriptions about that the job opportunities after means in pharmaceutical sectors, but there are the different areas that I told you. So last things that after BPharm, so in India, not in India but outside of the India, different countries, pharmacy profession is very good, and they are providing the very much job opportunities to the students who has completed BPharm. So after BPharm you can go for the higher studies, as I told you that PharmD as MPharm, MTech, MSc, and like that, as well as if you don't want to go for the higher studies, then you can go for the job opportunities. Means if you want to go for the direct job, then there are so many pharmaceutical industries available in Gujarat also, as well as in India. So they are providing the lots of job opportunities in different sectors, as I told you that in production and in manufacturing, research and development, formulation and development, quality assurance and quality control, regulatory affairs, clinical pharmacy, clinical research, CROs, different CROs, then intellectual property rights. So GLP. So these are the different areas of pharmaceutical industries in which you can get the job opportunity after completion of BPharm only. So you can further pursue your career with these pharmaceutical industries, as I told you, if you want to go for the abroad, so then you can also by cracking the different competitive exams like the IELTS, GRE, TOEFL. So by cracking these exams, you can also, with the help of that your bachelor degree, you can also pursue your higher education right outside of the country, as well as you also get that job opportunities in countries outside of the countries, as well as you can, if you want to go for that your own business, then you can also set up your own pharmacy store, retail and wholesale pharmacy stores. You can also go with the government jobs. So there are so many government jobs also they are providing in our like drug inspector, means government laboratories, they are also hiring the pharmacy students. As you can also work in as a junior pharmacist and senior pharmacist in cities as well as in villages. So these are the government opportunities you can also hire after completion of the big farms. So hope at least you can get that which are the sectors in which you can get that job opportunities after this BPharm courses. So thank you so much to all of you.
Okay,
And yeah,
Tejas Thakkar. So
yes,
one
yes,
more
yes,
question is from participant. So
yes.
he's asking which government sector is suitable for the pharmacist nowadays.
Actually, nowadays there are so many opportunities in as a senior pharmacist and junior pharmacist. So different means that is in villages there are some dispensaries is there, and also there are so many government hospitals are there. So in that they are hiring the junior pharmacists and senior pharmacists. So this is the one of the good options for them to continue and to pursue their further career.
Okay.
Actually, drug inspector is also there, and our forensic science lab, which is situated in Gandhinagar, it is also hiring. But drug inspector examinations is there, and from last few years, the government didn't declare any exam for the drug inspector. But drug inspector, it is also one of the better opportunity for the students.
Okay. Good question. Next
Yes.
question. Solo. Okay. So good afternoon all. As all good things come to an end in life, so is the webinar. On behalf of SNLPCP, I am Dr. Dipanshu Sahu. Take this opportunity to propose vote of thanks to this webinar who have directly or indirectly contributed to this webinar on the topic pharmacy profession and career opportunity. At the outset, I am also thankful to our research person, Mr. Tejas Kumar Thakkar, analytical researcher, Teva Pharma Bangalore. We are really enlightened with your knowledge and presence. So I would like to thank our management trustee for encouraging to do such webinar during this lockdown period. I would like to thank our principal sir, Dr. Dhiren Shah, for his enthusiastic support. Also, I extend a special thanks to coordinator of webinar, Dr. Virensa, for arranging this webinar. I am also grateful to Mr. Bhavesh Patel for providing this wonderful online IT platform for conducting this webinar. Also, thanks to all my teaching and non-teaching staffs for their support and making this event fruitful. Our heartfelt thanks to our students for actively participation to this webinar. With these warm words and a kind message, we move to the end of webinars today. Thank you.